8 years ago, the Democratic Party made history by nominating and electing our first African-American president. We are once again poised to make history again by nominating our first and electing our first female president of the United States. What is that going to take? It's going to require voter turnout, participation, and a lot of enthusiasm, and I know that the Democratic Party can do that up and down this state and hopefully across the country. The opponent worries me for a number of reasons. But we're not here to talk poorly about the opponent tonight. We're here to celebrate Hillary Clinton. I will mention that Jim Reed is in the building, and he's our congressional candidate for this district. And I am our state Senate candidate for this district. I've lived in the North State most of my 51 years, and for me, this is probably the most exciting political event. We're rural folks. We're kind of off the map a little bit, and we enjoy that. That's why we live here. But what an honor to have the 42nd President of the United States William Jefferson Clinton here tonight to share with us the campaign for his wife, his partner. And, this woman is amazing. She has an incredible amount of experience. She's a former senator, the former Secretary of State. Her foreign policy experience is unequaled. She's an intelligent woman. She's a bright woman. She's a mother and a grandmother, a family person. And she can lead this country where we need to go. We face some challenges, folks. The middle class is constricting. Poverty is rising. Income inequality is on the rise. We haven't seen income inequality like this basically since the inception of the Progressive Tax Act in 1918. The people are suffering. The wealthy are doing fine. We need leadership in Washington. We need leadership in Sacramento. We need leadership locally that is willing to fight for and address these issues and start working for you, the people. Corporate America doesn't need representation. They purchase theirs as best as possible. But the people are who the elected representatives work for. And we need to be responsible and accountable to you. And I think Hillary Clinton will start that in Washington and carry it right on down the ticket. I'm just amazed at the turnout tonight. I'm blown away. It's truly amazing to see this many of you turn out for this. I know this is historic. It's a big deal. It's been hot. I was soaking wet 20 minutes ago myself. But this is Reading, and for better or worse, this is the time of year we start to turn into the North State's oven. It's just so refreshing. I can't emphasize it enough to see all of you here. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different stories, but we have one thing in common. We all want a seat at the table. We want a better opportunity for ourselves and our grandchildren. And we want a better tomorrow for our friends and neighbors. I mean, it's just as simple as that. We're a country that has a history of looking after one another. We do that locally. We can do that at the state level, and we can do that nationally. That's part of what makes America great. And, it starts with people like all of you in this room. You should give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I mean, it really is, it's amazing. I unequivocally know Secretary Clinton appreciates you being here and appreciates your support. I'm sure she wished she could be here for herself. She's very busy. This has been a, she's had a, it's been a tough season leading up to the primary. There's people in this country are angry. They've had enough, I think. We need leadership in Washington that quits protecting that 1%. I personally don't begrudge wealth. I think people that invent things and work hard, I mean, that's great. But when you have wealth, when the wealthiest family in America can't see it clear to pay their help more than a quarter above minimum wage, I got an issue with that. I mean, and you all know who I'm talking about. And I'd be lying to you if I tell you I've never been in one of their stores, because I have. But more money than half of our entire population in the hands of one family, that's not sustainable. America cannot continue moving forward with so much in the hands of so few. It's not a political model, it's a mathematical model. If you don't have money, you can't shop, their wealth doesn't get spread around as judiciously as when there's 50 million Americans shopping versus 5. So we are the job creators. The consumers are the job creators. We spend our money, we support businesses, and to do that, we need to make a living wage so we can take care of our families. So we don't need to be dependent on anybody other than ourselves. Our wage increase in California is a good start. I do have some concerns about certain small businesses. I'll be honest with you. But in general, the concept of it is valid. Even $15 an hour, adjusted for the true rate of inflation, doesn't even match up. It should be closer to about $24 an hour. But when I look out at all of you, it makes me see hope. And that's what this is all about. We take control back of our government. We get another 4 years of a leader that has our future in mind and not the future of the 1%. And we keep moving forward. And it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. We all know that. But it's a progress. And I'm a little concerned that if we don't elect a progressive, forward-thinking candidate, going backwards is not what America's about. We need to move forward, and Hillary Clinton is going to do that for us. Okay, well, I'm done, but let me introduce to you our congressional candidate, Jim Reed, and once again, thank all of you for coming out. We all appreciate your support. Tell your friends and neighbors to turn out to vote.
And Rob, great. And with me is Missy McArthur, the mayor of Reading. So I didn't know that I was going to be here tonight. I thought there might be a possibility I was going to be in Chico tonight. But let me just tell you what I was going to say. It's a story you might be interested in. There were 3 men sitting at a table. The first man was very wealthy. In fact, he was one of the 1% most wealthy in the United States. The second man was a white blue-collar worker. And the third man was of Hispanic origin. So as they were sitting there, the waitress brought a platter of 20 cookies to the table. And the wealthy man took the first 19, and he turned to the blue-collar worker and said, "Watch it, that Mexican is going to take your cookie." So anyway, John Garamendi is back here also, and I think he's about to come out. Let me go get him. Oh, and
thank you for coming out. Go Women Power, yes.